Friends, good morning and welcome to Penn Vicarage on this Tuesday morning. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well and cheerful. It's a beautiful sunny day. Great to be around and great to see you this morning. And always a great day to get stuck into God's Word today as we continue our adventure through the Psalms. And we're in Book 5 of the Psalms and we're doing Psalm 121. Remind you a bit of context, Psalm 120 through to Psalm 134, I think it is. We have 15 what are called Psalms or Songs of Ascent, which means going up, Psalms of Pilgrimage. And as I say, today is the second of those, it's Psalm 121. And it's one of the best known scriptures in the entire Bible. Of the two most famous Psalms, Psalm 23, of course, the Lord's my shepherd, one we all know very, very well indeed. Sung to the hymn of Crimond most of the time, and other versions as well. And today's Psalm 121, I lift up my eyes to the hills, and so on. So beautiful psalm this one, but I shall read it to you now. Psalm 121, enjoy. I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord himself is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. It's he who will guard your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forward and forevermore. Amen. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. As I say, some of the best known words in the entire scriptures, you probably know this psalm better than I do, so it's quite difficult to sort of say anything new about it. But there are some interesting points. I firstly want to say that I think it's one of the most misunderstood scriptures in the Bible. A lot of it have this kind of lovely environmental idea that it's all about looking to the hills and getting wonderful help from that type of stuff. Actually, I don't think that's what it's saying at all. Hills in verse 1 is actually quite enigmatic, you might say. It could mean lots of things. Hills can be obviously nice places which you can go away to take refuge from. If you're in trouble, you can run to the hills if you like. Hills can be a place where you can go for refuge. Hills can also be places of danger. Can be places of menace too. Can be dangerous places to be, as most of the flat is can be hilly hills can be dangerous. And it's even thought also that around Jerusalem, various people would worship God. In Jerusalem, but people around Jerusalem would go and worship other things, other gods and that sort of stuff. And it's even been suggested that the hills here could be hills on which other people worshipped other things which you're not supposed to worship. But the important thing about verse 1 and 2 is not the hills actually. What he's saying here is, I lift up my eyes, where does my help come? It's very clear. My help comes from the Lord who's made heaven and earth. So what he's saying very clearly here is he does not worship in the hills, even if he's not worshipping the hills, even if they are places of refuge. He's not worshipping the hills if they're places of menace. And whatever other people may be up to in the hills around, okay, what the psalmist is saying here is, my help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. So whatever anybody else may be doing, the onus here is not really on the hills. The onus is on, he's saying, I worship the Lord, and the Lord who made heaven and earth. And he's saying that, so much better, the Lord, because the Lord is the one who made the heaven and earth, including the hills, of course. His help comes from the Lord, so he's in a much better place. So here is very clearly from the first two verses here, the onus here is not on the hills. The onus is the fact he worships the Lord, and the Lord who made heaven and earth. Then he goes on, he will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Apparently, that doesn't quite get it right. Apparently, it's more of, verse 3 is like said by an individual, and verse 4 is a bit like it's a bit like a response in church that everyone says. And the word not in verse 3 apparently the whole thing should better be translated as, may your foot not be moved, and may he who keeps you not slumber. Okay, so it's almost like a prayer. So it's saying, may your foot not be moved, and may he who keeps you not slumber. And then the response comes back from the people, he who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. So in a sense, verse 3 is a bit like saying, it's like a good wish or a prayer. And verse 4 is like a statement of the fact. He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. You can imagine what a person saying it, and everyone responding, all the people shall say, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Which then brings us on to really what the message of the psalm is. So firstly, we've got that the psalmist is saying is, whatever anybody else may worship, I am worshiping God. And then the word keep keeps coming up several times in this psalm. And it's basically about saying that the one who made heaven and earth is the one who keeps us, the one who looks after us, the one who blesses us, the one who takes care of us. And we all need taking care of, don't we? All like to know that someone's looking out for us, and we have friends in high places and so on. And he's saying here that about God, about the Lord who looks after us, that he neither slumbers nor sleeps. I'm not very good on a Sunday afternoon. I tend to get quite sleepy. But actually, however sleepy I may get, the Lord neither slumbers nor sleeps. So he's there for us all the time and everywhere. So he doesn't need to nod off on a Sunday afternoon or whatever. Actually, he is with us all the time. So here, firstly, the Lord who keeps Israel, the Lord who keeps us, if you like, neither slumbers nor sleeps. He's our shade at our right hand. So he is close to us. He's not just far away in the distance. He's at our right hand. He's close, protecting us from danger. So the sun shall not strike you by day, nor shall the moon by night. And that can be both things. That can mean problems in the daytime, which are obvious, but it can also mean troubles in the night time. When our minds, about you, our minds can play tricks with us in the middle of the night. And sometimes, there's danger of the day, but there's also dangers of the night as well. I think there's an implication here that God protects our mental health as well as our physical health as well. And then he goes on to say, the Lord will keep you from all evil. It's he who will guard your life. And as a book says, the implication here is not that we live a well-cushioned life. Actually, it's not what that's saying at all. He's saying, but we live a well-armed life. The Christian life is not one which is free of danger. Of course, how's the old hymn put it? Often danger, often woe, and so on. And of course, we do encounter difficulties in our lives, and we encounter the same difficulties that everybody else. We breathe the same air, we have the same bodies, and so on as everybody else. But also in the struggles and strains of the Christian life, living life God's way is not always easy. Not everyone likes us and everything else, and there are stresses and strains in that and so on. And of course, as I say, that there's the usual troubles and stresses and strains of ordinary life. But actually what it's saying is we don't live a well-cushioned life, but we lead a well-armed life. That we will, like everybody, encounter difficulties. And because we stand up for what's right, sometimes we will encounter more difficulties than other people. The Christian life has never been an easy one. We need to remember that from the beginning. But actually what it's saying is we don't live a well-cushioned life, we live a well-armed life. But because the Lord will keep us from all evil, he is the one who guards our life. And as I say, we've got the fact that he never goes to sleep. We've got the fact that he protects us. He's at our right hand. He's close. We've got the fact that he protects us from danger in day and in night as well. But in a sense, he goes also, the Lord will keep your going out and your coming in. That means our enterprise. It means the things that we do. The things we do in life. That God protects us when we're going out, when we're coming in. But he protects us in our activity, in what we do. But not just now, but from this time on and forevermore. God's with us for the long haul. God doesn't give up on us. He's with us always. God never gives up on us. He continues to protect us and always will do. So hear this, that he never sleeps. He's our keeper at our right hand, so he's close to us. He's there to help us from dangers in the day and in dangers at night. That's our mental as well as our physical health. That he protects our life. He protects our things that we do, and also he's with us from this time forward and forevermore. That sounds good to me. Friends, I hope you find that helpful. God bless. Please don't forget to share these with your friends. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your